Yes. We'll give you one.
Thank you. I appreciate that. What's your name?
Chuck.
Chuck. Okay.
Charlotte D.
Nice to meet you.
I have a master of financial safety writing. Published 2 books.
Okay.
And
it's going.
Ah. Little magazine.
Excuse me, woman,
Okay. Nobody's sure to college.
No, I had not heard of it.
Well, right.
That's amazing though, to be able to see.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Remember the prayer? No. The Sierra Review.
It sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
Wherever you're.
Every year, all the academic Take care.
Thank you so much.
Can I get a little information?
Yes.
Share as much as they want. We'll make sure that it's your course. Unfortunately, our office assistant.
Oh, okay. I'll check that. Excuse me.
So you're going to announce okay.
Well,
How is it, Jennifer?
Oh, wow.
I took that photograph.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I'm a photographer.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you. Are you giving them away then?
Yes, I am. Yes. These
Oh,
are
beautiful. Let me
photographs I've taken over the years.
wow.
Oh, that's beautiful.
My fear when he gave me one was it was his not going away thing.
Oh,
but it's not.
thank you.
You're welcome.
He keeps showing up.
That's really nice
He's
of
making
you.
fun of me.
I like
He's a guy. He's a nice guy too.
Oh, all
His
right.
name is Jerry.
Don't take that by any measure.
Are you doing something electronically there?
Okay.
Technologically?
Yes.
Sound system? Looks very complicated.
And I think it is, I'm not sure, I think it is.
Right now it's streaming on YouTube. On YouTube. Okay. Hi.
I know the feel.
Yeah, I got one too.
Well, be really careful not to do this.
I like the,
Or,
Yeah, so
That was, we're very years ago.
I would say it's about this size, same size as Sioux Falls.
in the meantime, they were here. Guys, present documents. They're all it's a good
So I am ready
You know,
I'll only be here for a few
I
minutes.
couldn't do it for a long time. They won't do it.
Valley Drive. I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
It's going on there. Yeah, me too.
And then.
Never been there. Good for you.
He's done. Hi. How are you doing? This is for you. I took that.
How are you?
I'm a photographer. And I'm giving each of the
I saw that you're down to the two.
Am I new?
Yeah. I see.
Well, there
If I knew, no, we've been coming since the pandemic.
Right?
So that's pretty.
Oh, there you go. Put that on your wall. You're welcome.
Yeah, sorry, I
I just wasn't quite prepared for the long 80s and 90s, cold 90s for the weekend. Caught me by surprise.
Am I giving you a photograph? Take that photograph.
Yeah, you're fine.
You're welcome. Yeah, I'm glad you like it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So far, so good. Nobody said no.
I don't think anybody's gonna say no, so, right?
sit back here.
See that?
That's the walls.
Yeah,
That's lovely.
that's so extraordinary. There we go. Hi,
Hi,
are you a visitor or a member?
I am a visitor, another
Well, I
member.
have something for you. This is for you. I'm a
Thank you.
photographer. And I take these,
Nice to meet you.
welcome, yeah. I take these photographs. That's the
It
home.
is beautiful. We've been there before, lots of times.
Yeah, so I thought you might like that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very nice of you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Great. Oh, I'm a member, by the way.
Okay,
My name is Chuck.
I'm Cassandra.
Charles.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice to meet you.
Cassandra. Oh, I should see. I was going to see if I have a name tag.
Oh, okay.
How are you, Peter? Good to see you. Good to see you.
purple hair.
Right? I like this purple hair. Purple's my favorite color.
I think one of my daughters has had hair that color.
Oh, really?
And I like this color.
Ooh, and then this girl, she's got like turquoise and pink and blue. All sorts of pretty colors.
I like blue.
Yeah, I like her purple tail. And I think she must be a dancer or something. We got these yesterday at garage
Who
sale.
is a dancer? How
I think
can
so.
I still. Your name is Sina. My name is Bill. I'm a queen. My name is Bill. Spider-Man can like you. Dun, 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 dun. Keep for dancing.
Good morning, and welcome to All Souls Union Church. We're delighted to have you all here on this, more like July morning, but hey, we'll take it, it's better than icy snow. So, my name is Sue Ann Lang, and I will be your service coordinator this morning. First, before I forget, it is a great honor to have Kim Jurgens here from Lutheran Social Services, and he will be bringing us up to date on the Center for New Americans and how things have evolved, let's say, in the last 3 years and where they're at now. So this is a privilege to have him here today. Let's see here. Couple real quick thank yous. Carol for being our pianist. Thank you. Janet and Scott for getting our refreshments ready. We have a birthday cake downstairs. Yes, we're to celebrate June's birthday, so thank you. And Father's Day, so thank you for doing that for us. That's more than I would know, but thank you. Terry for running sound, and as the congregants know, this church would not run without the host of volunteers that make it possible. So, welcome. I have a whole series of announcements, so I will do a brief words of welcome after we do all of our announcements, because there's a plethora of them. So, Gary, go.
Follow up on what Sue just said, we don't have any professional lawn mowers or yard care people, we don't have professional janitors. So next Saturday, it's our regular monthly date to clean, come at 8:30, or 8:30, I guess 8:30 to 10. A garden expert from our midst said that if we had 8 people working for about an hour, we'd have that garden in tip-top shape right out there. So if we could have some extra heavy on the outdoor end for next Saturday, that would be good. There are always some indoor things we have to do too, you know, like empty out the trash cans, and maybe there's some dusting, or maybe we didn't mop the basement floor, things like that. So it doesn't take that long, more people, when we get done, and before you know it, you're done. You know, the rest of us have. Thank you.
I'm going to go through the quick ones that have been given to me, and then we'll open up to others that are out there. First, thank you to Joy and Paul Thompson, Joy Hempel and Paul Thompson. They will be doing child care today. And on that same note, we are looking for teenagers. They will get paid to provide childcare. We need to have 2 in the rooms at all times. And so, there you go. You've got a teenager that's looking to make a little extra money, we'd love to have them. Janet Coonsey put up a bulletin board for us. This is one of the cards from a young person that we provided the t-shirts for their music program. And this one is from Austin Lees. Thank you. We love all of them. Thank you for buying this shirt. And a heart on the back. So check out the bulletin board. Let's see. We are still needing ushers for Levitt at the Shell on Saturday, June 16th. Mato grew up in this congregation and has now made quite a name for himself. Writing music, recording music. He did all the music for Reservation Dogs and for another one that I can't remember right now. But anyway, he's a product of the loving nurturing that he got in this congregation. We will be donating Standing Bear, Motto Standing Bear. Sorry.
Standing Soldier.
Standing Soldier, thank you. He has established a nonprofit that we will be donating half of our plate to. My Lakota is lousy, so it means to have courage. So, and there are more of these on the back. Let's see. So that's on Saturday, June 16th. So we need ushers for that. Let's see here. Next one up is half of our offering today will go to the Lutheran Social Services Center for New Americans. We are having an OWL training for facilitators, and this has been hosted by First Congregational from downtown. We are involved, and Spirit of Peace is involved. But we are it will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 25th, 26th, and 27th. And if you're even thinking about it, this is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. Let's see, July 27th, that's even sooner. This congregation is sponsoring and serving Banquet West. That's on Marion Road. There is a sign-up sheet out there. I think that is probably all I have. I understand there are some more from the audience. Steve.
Hi. This next Saturday is the Sioux Falls Pride event, and since the beginning of those events, we've always sponsored the booth. We're going to do that again this year. We have a sign-up sheet in the back. If you signed up last weekend on that sign-up sheet, that one went missing, so please sign up again. Right now, we only have a couple of people who volunteer. It's really easy. You sit in a nice little booth, friendly people come around and introduce them. I really appreciate it. Eric has volunteered here to try to help us set up and go down, but if there needs volunteers, please don't make me come back in person. Thanks.
And it's at 8th and Railroad this year.
Yes.
Rather than at Terrace Park. So, little change in venue.
I think it's from 11 to 5. 10 to 5. Next weekend also, we'll have visitors from Minnesota. Gwen Peterson and her 2 sons, age 14 and 10, are planning to be with us on Sunday morning. And they're planning a tent camp at State Park. But if anybody wanted to host it in your backyard, you could do that too. So talk to me if you'd like to do that. Otherwise, we can look forward to seeing them on Sunday morning. Thank you.
Thank you. This week we learned that we're going to lose the services of our administrative assistant for the convocation. Bring us through, and she's going to go on to bigger and better things. If you know anybody who would like a part-time job as an administrator, things like putting together and putting out our bulletins and emptying the mail and all that kind of stuff. It's about 3 to 4 hours a week, and you know anybody who could put that in a part-time job. We're happy to let them and take that so as many applicants as we can.
Anything else? Okay, so, whoever you are, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. Whoever you love, whoever loves you, you are welcome here. We hope to extend the arms of hospitality and make our circle bigger, rather to engage more people, rather to make it than make it smaller and to shut people out. Okay. The words to light our chalice this morning are in the back of our great hymnal. It's 455 if you want to read along. It's by William F. Schultz, a noteworthy UU from a while ago. This is the mission of our faith, to teach the fragile art of hospitality, to revere both the critical mind and the generous heart, to prove that diversity need not mean divisiveness, and to witness to all that we must hold the whole world in our hand. Our first song is number 361. It's a familiar one. It's Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. 361 in the Gray Book. Our first reading is number 442, and it's in the back of your great hymnal. We bid you welcome. I will read the whole, and you will read the italicized, please. This is by Richard S. Gilbert. We bid you welcome who come with weary spirit, seeking rest. We bid you welcome who come with hope in your heart.
Who come with anticipation in your step, who come proud and joyous.
We bid you welcome who are seekers of a new faith.
Who come to restore, who come to learn.
We bid you welcome who enter this hall as a homecoming.
Who have come to hear your word for your spirit, who find this soul of heaven.
Whoever you are, whatever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on your journey.
We bid you welcome.
I would invite the children up. Okay, I can, you're gonna, come on. And you have friends. All right. No? Okay. This book is called Deeds written by Dennis Warner and with pictures by Allison Love, oh dear, Anselma. This gentleman has actually written music for this. I believe we have one of these books in our library. Oh, yeah. I'm not a big fan of spiders either. This story is called We're All Beads on One String. Every man, every woman, boy and girl. Beads on one string. We're one world. I touch, you touch. We feel so much. We hurt and we heal. We know love is real. You dream? Well, I dream. We plan, sometimes scheme. You know what scheme means? Sometimes it means to plan something to do that maybe you shouldn't do. Like maybe, oh, make your own peanut butter and jelly. It happened anyway. Oh, how we love to eat. And everyone has to sleep. Did you sleep last night? No peanut butter? Okay. That's okay. Everybody likes different sandwiches, right? Yeah. We're all beads on one string. Every man, every woman, boy and girl. Beads on one string. We're one world. You laugh, you cry. Guess what? So do I. We cough and we sneeze. In the same air we all breathe. Bless you. Oh, salud. Gesundheit. I'm not going to try some of the other ones because I mess it up. We trust. We give. We die after we live. We win. Sometimes we're going to lose. We're wearing the same shoes. Although I'll bet you those are boots. What do you think? We're all beads on one string. Every man, every woman, boy and girl. Beads on one string. We're one world. We hug, we need, we cry, we bleed. You get boo-boo sometimes when you bleed, like when you fall down? Yeah. I got one on my foot. I know, it didn't hurt much. Somehow we discover we're so much alike each other. We're all beads on one string. Every man, every woman, boy and girl. Beads on one string. We're one world. We're one world. Would you like to take this down to childcare? Okay. Let's sing our children out. Joy and Paul will have them during our service today.
Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may
in this congregation called the Sharing Stone. It is an opportunity for you to come up, share your first name if you like, and a joy that has been part of your life this week, or maybe it's something is weighing heavier on you, a concern. You can warm the stone and then put it in our bowl of water as a symbol that what is shared also goes out to the wider world. Well, I'm going to watch a little bit of news this morning. The tragedy again of so many much loss of life, not only in the building collapse in Dubuque, Iowa, but the horrendous train crash in India. So many lives lost, and they still don't have a count. So my thoughts go out to those individuals today. So I would invite you to come up, and if you have something you'd like to share today.
This is a stone of sadness or consternation. I don't understand why that our rainbow flag keeps getting vandalized. And it was 2 weeks ago I noticed it, but I've obtained two, so it's replaced. And then I was surprised and happy to see that I put another one back there. Somebody has two more sitting there. They're the right size. So we're going to be like Seuss's story of Bartholomew Cummins. You know, we'll get 100 of them if we have to.
I'm Christy, and I actually have a joy. Yesterday, I got to take my two puppies to the Renaissance Fair, and we walked all over the fair, and they did absolutely awesome. They got so much loving. I think they're exhausted today even. And just so you know, the Renaissance is going on today still, until 6 o'clock. I'm going to be out there in garb in the security tent after 2 o'clock, but if any of you are interested, check it out. It's at the Siouxland Renaissance Fair. And I was so excited I forgot to actually pick up the stones. So this is for my puppies and for good weather for the rest of the Renaissance. Thank you.
Let's see, it's at the fairgrounds.
It's at the Lions Fairgrounds, yes. So I see Jenny is up next. So.
I'm Andy, and I've got 2 concerns. I have to say goodbye to my wife because the beauty I was managing her, her sister and her brother-in-law, and they're trying to make, they're doing some sick power game, and I don't have the strength to look at it anymore. And also I talked to my first ex, I discovered he has type 2 type 2 diabetes.
Hi, my name is Marcia, and I've been concerned about my brother. He had exhausted all other options before getting pretty serious back surgery, May 18th, and I think he was released way too soon, was not doing well at home, but my joy is that he texted me last night, and he's been readmitted to the hospital and is getting the aftercare that he should have gotten.
Hi, you know me as Tucker Charles, and I almost always try to share a joy, but today I'm having a little tough time with it. I have bipolar disorder, and I'm on a downswing. Just to let you know, I greet you all, and I'll be good. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Cassandra. I'm new here, I'm just a visitor, but I get my son, Matthew, tomorrow for 3 weeks, so that's my joy.
Hi, I'm Scott. It's two things. One of them is I have a favorite cousin that I grew up with who his kidneys are failing due to a type of cancer that he's got in the bones. And it's one of those that just simmer there but eventually take you out. He's invited us to come visit him this afternoon. I hope he'll tell me a story about himself. And just a little one. Ow.
Hello, my name is Janine. I'm going to do some bragging up here. I have two daughters that attended state track meet here in Sioux Falls Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Not only did I get a really bad sunburn, but Brandy Marks, who's Kaylee the freshman, got 8th place in the high jump. And Jordan, the 7th grader, got her personal best in 100-meter hurdles and 300. So those were both good events for them. And last Sunday actually, and I attended my grandson's wedding here in Sioux Falls. He's from Brandon, and they're young, so you can imagine the crowd that was there. And we found out that we cannot keep up with that young crowd. We did some dancing, but we pretty much got bumped off the floor. But anyway, here's to Dakota and Kane.
How true it is. This final stone, this multicolored stone, is for all those joys and concerns that each of us carry within us that have been shared today. Let's take just a few moments of reflection and ponder them in our hearts. Keep them in our hearts as we go through our week and meet this place. Our second song is number 188, Come, Come, Whoever You Are. It's by Rumi, who was a Sufi, was many long years ago, poet. It's very short. I think we'll just sing it through twice. I would ask that you sing it slowly and reflect.
Come, come.
next reading is number 502, and it's just some thoughts to help prepare us for the, it's just some thoughts to help prepare us for the words we're about to hear from him. Now is the accepted time, not tomorrow, not some more convenient season. It is today that our best work can be done, not some future day or future year. It is today that we fit ourselves for the greater usefulness of tomorrow. Today is the seed time. Now are the hours of work. And tomorrow comes the harvest and the playtime. W-E-E. So it is with great pleasure that I welcome Steve Jurgens to speak to us today about LSS and the Center for New Americans.
See if I can talk right or not. Short. Failing. Well, there. I think I'm green. Okay, very good. Can you hear me? I speak loud anyway. Okay. Well, thank you. First of all, I want to thank Sue-Ann for inviting me to your group here today. What I can tell you immediately is I appreciate the comments of inclusivity, no matter what you're referring to, and I can feel the warmth and the love is palpable in this room, and for that I compliment you on. I don't always find that when I go out in these types of engagements with the work that we do. So just to kind of give you a high-level overview, I'm often asked the question is why LSS involved in the type of work that we do with welcoming the neighbor and individuals from over the world that have been fleeing persecution, etc. And it really fits with our mission statement. So if we go back to 1940, that's when LSS began working with resettling individuals, various ethnic groups. At that time, the state of South Dakota was still involved in that project and program. And in fact, today, as of today, most states still regulate resettlement, refugee resettlement. And back in roughly 2002, the state, or the governor at that time, had requested and asked LSS of South Dakota if they wouldn't consider maintaining and taking coordination of refugee resettlement. And while I was at LSS at that time, I've been there for 21 years, I wasn't necessarily involved in that decision, but LSS welcomed it with open arms. So since that time, LSS of South Dakota has been given the responsibility of welcoming the neighbor. And we've seen a number of different trends that refugee resettlement has taken. Obviously, we live in an extremely conservative state. But what I would tell you firsthand, regardless of which side of the aisle we fall on with certain things, the thing that's kept me in this position really has been one, the privilege of serving individuals that are coming to us, trying to, one, be like all of us are in our daily lives and as good citizens. These are individuals that are fleeing for their lives in a number of different ways. And while the ethnic groups vary from year to year, they really do. I believe in my heart they come with the right reasons, they come with the right purpose. They really are not given a choice as to where they want to go. It simply is, if you want to resettle and try to live and survive, this is what you're going to have to do. So at any rate, it's not only welcoming that neighbor, it's also the people who I work with. For me, it's a journey across the world or across the globe every single day. I hate the word refugee. I think it's very demeaning. But the folks we have working with us have been former refugees themselves. And they had to walk that journey. And really no one else knows best than individuals such as that have had to go through that journey. It's easy for them to gain respect and trust from the individual, the newcomer that's coming in. So right now, in saying that, we have 4 different offices across the state of South Dakota, and that's likely going to grow very quickly. What's ironic about South Dakota is obviously we all know here it's very remote. The sizes of communities that refugees are going into would probably really surprise you. Sioux Falls really is the primary location, obviously. Historically, we would typically work with between 400 to 500 individuals per year on resettling them. Our next location would be Huron, South Dakota. What's specific and special about Huron, which is crazy to me, is we were doing some diversity training up in Huron back in 2008, 2009. And we walked into the Huron Public High School to do this training with teachers. Well, it wasn't a break, or it wasn't a day where students weren't on site, but at that time they had over 500 Burmese Clan students that were in the Huron School District. And what had happened there is Dakota Provisions, which is a Hutterite turkey colony, had targeted, for lack of better words, they loved their work ethic. But they went down, they started traveling down to the North Carolinas, South Carolina, North Carolina, and targeting the Burmese Karen and bringing them to Huron, South Dakota. And if you know anything about resettlement, resettlement is, a big word that we attach to it is, in my world, is family unification, or what we call a free case. Family unification is really where you, today as a family, arrive, and hey, you want your brother to come, or you want your mother to come. And that's kind of how resettlement works in the U.S., is you sign up to have your loved ones come join you in whichever community that you're going to be in. And with Huron, as an example, that's what happened. So I'm going to give you a stat that may or may not blow you away. In Huron, if you drive in from, I think it's 34, Highway 34, I think the population, last time I looked, was roughly just a tad over 12,000 people. Over half of that population is Burmese Karen. And no one would ever know it. No one would ever realize it, probably unless you lived there. And it was a very tough, what do I want to call it, challenge to get the Huron natives to buy into such an endeavor. And it probably took around 5 to 10 years for them to begin to see that literally these refugees, these individuals, were saving their community. They're buying homes, they're buying cars. If you know Terry Nevelsek, he since has retired, but he was a superintendent in the Huron School District at that time. Retired, I think, about a year, maybe 2 ago. And I wish I could can his speech, because he was so welcoming to the neighbor. And it was just a really neat thing. So while the Burmese Karen is starting to decline, we typically would work with probably about 250 in the Huron area as well per year. So Rapid City now is probably our second largest site. You may have heard about the Ukrainian and Russia crisis that's currently going on. So what's been challenging about that particular program is they're allowing U.S. sponsors to basically support and sponsor individuals that come over to the U.S. Well, that's not different. I mean, sponsors are part of the U.S. resettlement program for years. The trick is me in my position as state refugee coordinator and director is that I don't get insight as to who's arriving where. I literally get a spreadsheet that tells me, hey, 10 individuals at some point in time are arriving to this zip code. And then we, as a resettlement site, are expected, because we're the, as I mentioned earlier, because we are responsible for facilitating services, we need to track them and try to enroll those individuals in the benefits that they may or that they likely would receive. So that's been really exciting. Up until probably 2 years, we've never been West River. West River has been, I've always been asked by churches as an example, why nothing in West River? We just could never garner the interest. We could never garner the support from the individual, from the community. So it's really neat. I mean, the Ukrainians right now we have some in Kadoka, we have some in Wall, we have some in Sturgis. You name it, they're there, and it's our responsibility to serve them. So while it's been a challenge, it's certainly been if there's anything that gets me going personally and professionally, it's doing something that someone says can't be done. And that's really what motivates me. And so Rapid City is now probably our largest resettlement site. And the only thing different about Rapid City, like I said, it's all Ukrainians. You don't see multiple ethnic groups that are going into that area for the most part. And then our last, I would mention probably right now, is Yankton. So Yankton, due to their beef packing and they have a lot of light industrial and welding positions down there, they have been kind of specializing in a different ethnic group, and that's the Cuban Haitians. So there is beginning to get a larger Cuban Haitian group, that has been following their friends or relatives to the Yankton area. So we are just now in the early stages of working with Cubans, and I think the challenge with the Cubans is not all are eligible for our types of services. And I think that's the biggest challenge for that. So while you could go down and serve one, because they are eligible, you have another right next to them that may not be eligible. We don't report. I want to share that. We're not a group, we're not an institution that believes in reporting someone that does or does not have status. We would treat them like our neighbors. We do significant fundraising to do what we do, and it's really to try to give that welcoming environment to that individual. A lot of times it's just, maybe it's a shelter, maybe it's food, maybe it's diapers, maybe it's meds. Those are the types of things that we would even do for those that may not qualify for our service that we normally would work with that do have status. So right up until, I mentioned this a bit earlier, but right up until the pandemic, well, just shy of the pandemic time frame, South Dakota was seeing, anywhere between 400 to 500 individuals. That was pretty standard. The last 3 years, we've only resettled roughly between 50 and 60 individuals per year. So at that time, we had a staff of roughly 28 people that really specialized and came through that refugee pipeline themselves. Obviously, in resettlements, it's not a program where you get rich doing it. We get told all the time we're using taxpayer dollars. I have a lot of facts that would defunk that, but nonetheless, we had to lay probably right now we're at 8 full-time staff. They're all diverse. They're all from the former pipeline. But with the Ukrainian crisis going on, and now we are starting to see the pipeline open for refugee resettlement. And so while we've only resettled between 50 and 60 the last couple of years, I would estimate that we're probably going to be back to, by September 30th, which is the federal fiscal year, we'll probably be back to about close to 250. So, and that doesn't include the Ukrainians. So right now, with Ukrainians specifically, we've touched, probably 160 cases of 280 people, roughly, just Ukrainians. In the refugee pipeline, it's every week we're getting cases that are needing to be assured, and typically what we're finding with the new process is, when you assure a case, they're coming within 2 weeks. So you have very little time to really figure that out. As far as the services that we offer, so with any refugee that has the right status, they are eligible for service from date of arrival up to a maximum of 5 years. So we do an awful lot with them right away. So once we welcome them right at the airport, And we establish safe, suitable, affordable housing for them right away. They're working with Falls Community Health to ensure that they have adequate immunizations, vaccinations, and get us up to speed, just like all of us as citizens have to do. And then the next big push, the two things, is really English language training, as well as employment search. In most cases, we have our individuals in jobs in typically 90 to 120 days. That's kind of a secret out there. The one thing that I hear about from a lot of folks is that they're taking our jobs. It's just not happening, folks. I mean, I challenge you to go to any, really any light industrial location or, food program or Smithfield as an example, and you just don't see a lot of Caucasians going in that line. I mean, it's just not happening. But nonetheless, that is one big piece of it. So individuals, refugees, are eligible for what I would call a welfare stipend of up to 12 months. And that comes through the federal government. A case of one, as an example, would receive up to $488. That's what their monthly stipend is. I don't know if you've looked at rent recently. I don't know if we can find a room for $488. So we have to get a little bit strategic on that. But so that's the benefit that they would be eligible for. They're given or issued Medicaid for a period of 12 months from arriving. So they're on Medicaid for 12 months. We would expect them to attend a minimum of 24 hours of ESL per month. And then other than that, it's really cooperating with your case manager as well as, doing anything that's really requested of them. And for the most part, again, we're very intense with clients. The service is intense. What I mean by that, for probably about a year to maybe a year and a half. And what we'll eventually see is about a year and a half, those individuals will start to, break off. And I like to use the word empower. We really empower them to kind of navigate the community at that point. Doesn't mean they can't come back. We're always there to help them. Most of them, the majority of them, still attend English class. So we're seeing them anyway. We're just not seeing them from a case management perspective. So, just employment data for you, not that you're really interested in it right now, but 99% of the individuals that we work with, have access to health benefits when they become employed with a full-time job. Average hourly wage is about $18.50 for our clients that are going in. And retention is practically at 100%. I can validate 100% at 90 days. It's not a very long time frame, I understand. But that's the federal requirement for reporting. At 90 days, it's 100%. And I don't put, I always skew that data because I don't want to put 100%. It kind of leaves a tough bar for you to say yeah. So I drop it a few percent, but, excuse me. But at any rate, so that's in a rough sketch. That's, at a high level, that's what we're doing and who we are. Ethnic groups that we're working with, a lot of Congolese, a lot of Ukrainians. We still see some Burmese, Korean coming into the area. Sudanese, South Sudanese to be specific. So that's really the pipeline or the ethnic groups that we're typically welcoming at this time. I guess the last thing I'll say before I take questions, again, I want to thank you for allowing me to come in. We've not been doing many speaking engagements simply because of the pandemic. I think we all can relate to that. I was just telling Sue Ann that, back when we were preparing for the pandemic, in our leadership meetings, we were trying to think outside the box and prepare accordingly, and the comment and discussion amongst us as leadership team members were, give us a month, give us 3 months, we'll be back at it. So, yeah, that's probably the worst answer I ever had because we're just now beginning to break out of that. But it's very, it's awesome really to get out and to be able to touch flesh and to be able to visit in churches like this because we do this quite often. I know the church has given us a financial donation. What I need you to understand is I come with no expectations. It's word of mouth for me. it's word of mouth, so that you can go out and be better educators and communicators to your community members. Not all support that we need in our program is financial. I noticed a lot of opportunities to volunteer. We also offer that. If you ever want to take a walk around the world every day, there's opportunities too in our program that individuals can come in and just, they can volunteer in a number of ways. They can assist with ESL classes. They can assist in our career closet. We take donations, accept donations. We have to sort them. And we just got that up, back and running. So that's just another piece for each of you. So at any rate, I want to thank you for the opportunity, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate the warmth in this room. I really do. And the inclusivity, it's something that you don't always feel and see. And for that, I give you a pat on the back, because it's really neat to hear and feel. And so thank you for that.
Let's take. At this time, as with most congregations, it is your opportunity to give back to the congregation, and whatever you can give will be used wisely and carefully to meet the needs of this congregation. I invite you to join me in reading out the words that we use to receive our offering. We give these gifts freely. We receive these gifts gratefully. We dedicate these gifts to the work of our congregation, serving human wholeness, caring for our planet, upholding religious freedom, welcoming the stranger, loving one another. As I prepare to extinguish the chalice, I would like us to end with thinking about these words. These are from Mother Teresa. A lifelong sharing. Love cannot remain by itself. It has no meaning. Love has to be put into action, and that action is service. Whatever form we are, able or disabled, rich or poor, it is not how much we do, but how much love we put into the doing. A lifelong sharing of love with others. Please join me in our words that we use as we extinguish our chalice. The chalice is extinguished, but the light goes with us out into the world. Please join us for birthday cake and Father's Day cake, and then we'll reconvene here at 20 after